So this is kind of a continuation to my video. I've become my own best friend. I just kind of wanted to add to that. Um, if you think about it, you come into this world and you leave this world all alone, all one. Does that make sense? So we're going through life, we're looking for partnerships, we're looking for connection, we're looking for relationships, and we're trying so hard to find these things and to make them work. Um, I don't think you need to try. I think if you were to kind of sit around and look around you, everything is you, you know, just different variations of you. It's fragments of you. And yeah, there's no need to try to keep a connection because we're all connected all the time. There's no need to pursue any type of relationships or friendships because the right people will come to you in the right time, in the right place, and they will also leave in the right time and place. And if you think about it, like I said, everything is you, right? So I feel like whenever you attract someone into your life, um, it's basically an aspect of you that's been externalized that wants to be understood and acknowledged so that you can integrate that into yourself. I mean, think about it. Why do you think if you look back on your life, like at certain ages and ranges of your life, you had particular groups of people around you, whether it be family members, friends, acquaintances, colleagues, And then as you outgrew certain phases of your life, some of these people remained, some of these people passed on. And I think, as we outgrow different levels of ourselves, you know, the characters change and move and shift based on where you're at. And the characters change and shift and move based on where you're at. You know what I mean? Like if you've experienced aspects of yourself through a family member or a friend or an acquaintance, and you've gotten to know them intimately enough to be able to understand and integrate them back into yourself, then it's no longer necessary for them to exist in your reality, if that even makes sense. And so you move on, you find new friends, you find new people that enter your scope of existence, and then you kind of view them as externalized aspects of yourself, and then you guys will kind of walk together for a while on this journey. And when the lessons are learned and you've integrated that aspect of yourself back into yourself, the lesson is learned. You've outgrown it. Move on to another, you know, another other variations of yourself that you need to relearn and remember and reintegrate, if that even makes sense. So, we try so hard to hold on to relationships that have long since expired, we've outgrown it. So, I think that's when we create a lot of suffering for ourselves, because we are trying so hard to find and seek and hold on to something. But if you think about it, everyone, everywhere is you, and you never lose any of it. It's just transitions and integration, or a cycle of even discarding things that no longer suit you, you know? So, yeah, I feel like once you kind of can grasp what's going on, you realize like there is a, how do I say, you realize or you see the the divinity in everything and everyone around you and how perfect it is. Once you set your expectations aside, once you set your need to control aside, once you allow yourself to trust in the infinite unfolding of what is, like you stop trying to get in your own way and you stop trying to um, hold things together that are meant to fall apart, you know? Yeah, and that's why, like, it's weird. I don't know how to really say this without being perceived a certain way, but like when people try to become my friend, um, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to really grasp that. It's not that I'm afraid of making a connection. It's just I think sometimes other people have they have expectations and needs that they want me to fulfill, and I can't fulfill them. You know, like I don't mind having a conversation in passing, but as far as like trying to maintain a connection, and that's the thing, trying to maintain a connection, it feels forced and it feels unnatural, and I don't like people trying to force that kind of will upon me. You know, I just kind of feel like, you know, if things were meant to happen and we are meant to walk together for a certain period of time, that will happen effortlessly without having to really try. I mean, if you think about some of your closest friends, it's a very organic exchange. It's not even, you don't really have to try. You don't really have to try to come up with things to talk about, or you don't have to try to be someone else to impress them because you accept each other and see each other as you are organically and naturally. There is no trying involved. And it feels like things just kind of like fit together effortlessly. You don't have to try and like force something into place, you know, it's for an extended period of time. Yeah. And I've had like a lot of people that I felt very, very close to leave my life, and that was devastating. But once I kind of stepped back and I looked at it, I was like, okay, I get it, you know. They taught me what I needed to know in that particular scope of time, and I outgrew them or they outgrew me, and it was time to separate. It was my attachment that created a lot of suffering and disease and discomfort. And I noticed like attachment does that. And so I make it a point not to be attached to anything or anyone and to just enjoy each moment, you know, with great reverence and gratitude, you know, good, bad, happy, sad, you know, it all comes and it all goes. Comes and goes. That's all it is. It's when we hold on, that's when we create that tension and the blockage and the unnecessary, like, discomfort and dis-ease, you know. But if you were to just kind of allow everything, no matter what it is, to just kind of come and go, you'd be in the flow and life would be freaking amazing. It's just, I feel like it takes a lot of conscious effort, and you definitely have to keep reminding yourself and keep reprogramming your mind to function in a different way. It's almost like upgrading your system or defragging, you know. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed this ramble. If you learned something from it, you know, that's great. If you didn't, that's great too. Have a beautiful night or day wherever you are, and thanks for watching. Amen.